feel like I'm going to be alone forever because I don't see how I could ever find someone. This fucking weed is falling straight out here. I don't see how I could find someone to love me for the rest of my life when I can't even get someone to commit to loving me, period. And that's part of what comes with being a very emotionally unstable individual. You know, it's very situational. I don't always blame people for not being able. I can't handle me, hence why I have to come smoke at the cemetery every fucking day. I can't even handle my shit. Like, I just get so depressed, and I don't know. I think I get so scared to be alone in it, because that's when it feels its heaviest. Like, I still think I was the most depressed I've ever been at 21 and 15, both of which were the most lonely times of my life. And I've gotten real low, and it's just like, it's scary to know how low you can get. I don't even know, try not to smoke the whole way. It's scary to know like how low your brain can get, and then to feel yourself go back there while you're so alone. I was just moved into my own place, and I was in a really big depressive episode beforehand. Well, I guess I don't know if I can call it a depressive episode, because I have unipolar depression, so I don't get manic. It's just the depression, so I don't know if that's an episode or just, anyway. I don't have the whole degree yet. I'm still working on it. I don't know. And like, that's the thing. It's just that like so much of social media and just this idealized reality makes it so hard for us to even be human, and that makes it so hard to form genuine connections because we're so worried about the social game of it all, you know? Oh, I forgot my water. Cool. I thought of that because like I made a joke and then I was like, that wasn't funny. And then I was like, I'm not planning on cutting this. I don't have the time and the energy to edit a video. So then I was like, God, I want to post that. That's so embarrassing. I'm so tired of having this idea in my head of like your person being the person who like is always right. Like, no, like I'm cringy sometimes, and I'm moody, and I'm emotional, and I'm sensitive, and I'm not gonna change that. That's not something that I'm gonna say, oh, I'm working on. No, that's me. I've been that way my entire life. When I was born, the nurses come into the room like every hour to check on the baby and write down, you know, like S for sleeping, C for crying, or whatever. Mine was C every fucking hour from literally when I was born. Oh, okay, that's cool. That was the whole fucking right. Yeah, it's just not been my year so far. But also, hasn't it though? So that's the thing. It's like I keep thinking like, oh my God, I'm so depressed. Like, I just want to break. Like, this shit keeps happening. Like, I fucking broke my own heart. twice this year, guys. It's April. I broke my own heart. I brought this upon myself. I put myself, anyway. But at the same time, also, I've gotten my place. And it's just like, when your feelings feel so 100% when you feel them, like, I know they don't last forever. That's why I make myself come out to the park. Because, like, before this, I was sitting on my couch in my brand new apartment, my first apartment of my own. But it's not perfect. You know, like, I don't have a lot of furniture. I have a lot of stuff, but I don't have a lot of furniture. I don't like how the living room really looks. My clothes, I'm still kind of living out of my laundry baskets because I need to get a new wardrobe, and, like, I don't know. I started to get real down and be like, fuck, like, I thought moving was gonna, like, fix everything, and now, like, I'm sitting here and I'm feeling the exact same that I felt before I moved. But progress isn't linear. Progress is not linear, because yes, I felt this way before, but I also felt, between then and now, I felt like, literally, I had a day last week where I felt like I was finally, like, back in the real world. I've been off of social media. Actually, I need to be careful doing this, because sometimes when I record videos, I derealize, because derealization for me is, it feels like I'm playing, like, a VR video game. Like, I'm fully aware of everything that's happening. It just looks like it just feels like I'm watching all of this through, like, a headset. Not like I'm actually, I see everything. Like, I just exist behind my eyes. I don't exist in my whole body. I don't know if that makes any sense. So, like, for a second there, my perspective, my experience was, what I'm seeing on this screen, how I look, the tree, whatever, me talking, how what I'm saying is going to be perceived, how this is going to look. Are you going to be able to hear those birds? Is the sun looking weird, you know? But in reality, let me show you what I'm looking at. Like, that's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. In reality, I'm sitting here looking at that. And I had a day last week where I had that kind of thing. I realized, like, I went from being here and here to, like, oh. Like, I literally felt like in WALL-E when their fucking chairs turn off and, like, the screens turn off and they're all like, we have a pool? That's how I feel. That's how I felt the other day. So it's like, even though maybe right now I feel depressed again and I feel like I'm not really finding enjoyment, at the same time, yeah, I'm sad and I'm lonely. But this view is so amazing. And, like, if nothing else, there's that. Like, maybe I can't find enjoyment in things, but I can find beauty in things. And that's, like, the melancholy of it all, right? I feel like that's what melancholy is like, melancholy is being sad, finding the beauty, but it not making everything better, still feeling the sad. Like, that's why I love the cemetery. That's why I love Gothic architecture. And, like, my dad's just very much a person like that. Like, melancholy. Like, it's just, like, there's something about it that's, like, it's almost similar to, like, my emo phase was crazy, and it wasn't even a phase, okay? I promise you, my emo playlist is called It Was Never a Phase, because it is that serious. Oh, hey, what was I even saying? It feels very similar to emo angst, where it's like, yeah, it's heavy, and it doesn't feel good, but there's almost a sense of, like, pride and identity in it. I think the difference is that in the emo angst, the identity was kind of more victim, and the mindset was kind of more like, I don't know. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was I trying to do? I was trying to hold it in, like, I was like, okay. Anyway. Sorry. I just, like, see, like, I just had a brain fart moment, but it's like, that's why I hate social media. I wish so bad, like, I want to go back to not having a phone. Not having a cell phone, like, at all. Like, not just a flip phone, not having a cell phone. Like, the idea of, like, not having to worry about somebody texting back, or, like, I don't know. It's just so, I'm able to be with myself so much more when I'm able to, like, when I have social media, everybody in my life is always with me. That's how my head feels. That's why, like, when, like, I'm, this is easier and this is different a little bit because it's YouTube, and nobody watches my YouTube videos but me. So I did it again. Hello? Oh, but so, like, if I were to be, like, on a TikTok live, like, I wouldn't be able to be myself because I would literally be thinking about every single person I've ever interacted with on social media and how they're gonna perceive it, and that's so tiring. And I always assume the worst, you know, which is crazy because I actually have, like, I have a lot of self-love, but I think my self-pity kind of outweighs my self-pride. That's something that I'm trying to work on. That's why I think I assume that people think the worst about me. I think it's like a pitiful thing. But because I have so much love, I don't think those things about me. I think it's so amazing and fun that I am a perfect combination of my parents. Like, reading books is my mom is the biggest bookworm. And so, like, when I was reading my book here at the cemetery the other day, I was like, God, like, I'm my parents' daughter, and I was just like, I loved that about myself. Like, I know who I am, I know what I like, I know how I feel things. Like, yeah, I come to the cemetery because I love it, and because, like, there's so many plots, there's so many people here, and it's their entire life. Like, I have such a fear of being forgotten eventually. Like, I feel like it's because I have such a big heart and mind and ideas and beliefs that, like, the thought that that's all just gonna disappear, like, this body is, I'm borrowing this for as long as it lasts, right? Whatever. But as long as my thoughts and beliefs and impact can live on, and so that's why I come here so much, because I want to do that for others. Like, because it's like, regardless of, you know, what you think about the afterlife, I don't know what I think about the afterlife, but I believe in spirits, at least. I think there's something with our energy. You can't tell me that when you go in a cemetery, there isn't some kind of presence. Like, you can just feel that. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. And so I just, like, I think about, like, I literally see all of these headstones as, like, a person, and I, like, that's why, like, when I sit with them, like, I do the math on the years, figure out how old everybody was and all that, and the order, and a handful of us I've looked up, and because it's just, like, in my head, it's like, I just think about being like, if I was attached as a spirit to like where I was buried, imagine how lonely that gets, you know? And then on top of that, people are always, oh, cemetery's creepy, cemetery's creepy. No, it's not. It's beautiful. What is so creepy about it? Like, people think it's creepy because people are buried in cemeteries. People and animals are buried everywhere. Because they have been forever. And eventually they're not there anymore. Also, let me tell you, this cemetery is so old, baby, there ain't anything here anymore. Respectfully, I say that respectfully. But because like it's been like 100 years, it takes like 15 years for a body to decompose, and it takes like 30 for bones to. So, but regardless, I don't know. I don't find it creepy. Anyway, I love that about me. Like I love that I'm fun and bright and bubbly, and I'm here with my like pink and yellow and like fun shit and like my pink lighter, and I'm at the cemetery hanging with the spirits. Like that like juxtaposition, the juxtaposition. Like I love that I'm such a multifaceted person, and I want somebody to love that about me too. I don't want somebody to love the idealized version of me, which I think is the problem, because the pattern in, how long is it? My shit's gonna die. God damn. The pattern in my love life is that people pursue me. I usually like them too, but I'm too scared of rejection to pursue anybody. So I just kind of sit there quietly and wait. So people pursue me. I'm hesitant because I'm terrified. And then they keep going, and then I get invested. And then I overwhelm, and then they pull away, and then I get anxious. And then I get anxious, and me getting anxious makes avoiding people pull away more. And then, anyway, how do we get there? Because, and the reason that happens is that people tell me that they love me, and they tell me all these things about, like, these things that they love about me before they actually know me. Like, I've literally had people see me as a concept. I literally have felt someone look at me and not see me at all. They just see whatever aesthetic archetype they've put over me, or whatever person I remind them of, or whatever, and then, you know, when the love fades, that's terrifying for me. That is the worst feeling in the world. But it fades because that's not who I am. It's because it fades because they've fallen in love with an idea that isn't real. And then as they realize that that person isn't real, like they're in love with the idea, they're not in love with me. And that's okay. Like I don't blame anybody for not being in love with me. Like I said, like I live in my head, okay? I know how hard it is to deal with it. I know, oh, it's something every day. Oh, you're always crying. I know, girl. You don't even know the fucking half of it. It's so crazy when, like, as a very emotional person, it's so crazy when somebody that you're talking to or whatever is like, God, like, why are you always so sad? It's like, girl, I literally only come to you about like a 1/16 of the times that I'm actively crying. So, like, you don't even know how bad it gets. And that's not me saying, like, deal with it, I have it worse. That's just me saying, like, trust me, I know. And so that's why I won't ask anybody to put up with it. If somebody tells me I'm too emotional for them, that's okay. I'm very emotional. It's a lot for me to handle. I'm not gonna blame anybody for that. So that's why it's like I'm not like mad about it. I'm not like jaded or anything. But it just like, you know what? I probably need to stop presenting as the facade of a concept for fear of rejection and need for validation so that people actually can fall in love with me. And I did that a little bit. At the end of last year, I was really working on like not like low-key just like not giving a fuck, doing what I want, wearing what I want, not worrying about how a text is gonna come across, just saying what I want to say, not worrying about what somebody's gonna think if I don't text back quick. Just like not like that's not my problem. Like that's not on me. If somebody feels a certain way, they can come to me. And I felt so free to just be myself, and I didn't feel as embarrassed as I usually do of myself because I wasn't like doing too much trying to be liked. I wasn't like trying to like appease people. I have like a fawn response in trauma, and that's part of it, is like appeasement behaviors to try to make sure that people stay happy and nice with you. And I did that for a while, and I was able to just be me and talk how I wanted to talk, and I could set a blunt boundary and it wasn't a problem, and I could be stupid, and I could, you know, whatever. And the more that like you do that and then feel the love, or the more you give it space and then still feel the love return, the more secure you feel. I don't know where the fuck that is. I don't actually remember. So cute. They disappeared. So I know that that's like the first step, is I need to get back to that. Not for love for me. I need to get back to not being, it's not that I put on a facade, it's that I'm so worried about how I'm gonna make other people feel, or what they're gonna think about me, or if they're gonna misinterpret me. I just hate being misunderstood, and so I try to be so careful with my words that it eventually starts to sound like a robot. Like, it doesn't sound like me. That's why like I record like voice messages now a lot more, because like I'm able to be more stream of consciousness. The way that I talk doesn't make sense, okay? The way that I talk wouldn't make sense on paper. So trying to write it doesn't sound like me. And that's why like I prefer face-to-face conversations, and why I don't want to text. I don't want to text anyone ever. Can we just like, I wish we could. My plan for my house eventually, this is gonna be expensive. I want the technology in my house to go back to before DMs, but after IMs. Y'all remember when direct messaging was called instant messaging? Because like you only did that shit on a computer and it was like an instant email? Yeah. I don't want to have a phone on me. I want to have a phone in my house that calls. I want to have a computer in my house that can go on social media. And I want to have a camera. That's why it's so expensive, because it's like, I still want to be able to come here and like record these, but then I gotta get a whole ass camera because I wouldn't have an iPad. But right now my iPad is my social media computer. I don't usually take it like, I mean, I guess I take it with, it's my computer right now, because my computer is fucked. But I don't have it on me like during the day, and I don't have social media on my phone, at least. But it's hard in this day and age, because like I've thought about literally, like, I've looked at phones, like other phones I could get, like, for just texting, but I was like, I don't even want texting. And then I was looking at, like, I was trying to find a camera and an MP3 player that had Spotify. And I found I was really looking into it, but it's like, at my job, like, I'm a receptionist, and I'm a receptionist at, like, a dog grooming place. And so, like, the groomers will text me to be like, oh, this dog's ready. Oh, like, this dog needs this, blah, blah, blah. So, like, I need my, like, I not only need my phone on me, I need, like, my phone is plugged in, and my ringer is on and it all the way up when I'm at work. And I have a focus turned on so that only the groomers, my boss, and my manager can contact me in that time. Because I can't, that was how much the phone is going off, and then there's text on the computer. I can't even get into it. And then there's people in the lobby. Ugh. Anyway, I actually really love my job. I actually really, really love my job. It's just that I don't really like having to have a phone, because it's also, ever since I deleted social media, I was doing so much better at work, and my days were feeling so much more productive, because I was like, it's not the job, like, it's, you get stuck. Like, if I get to my job and I don't have a phone to get on social media on, I just keep going. I keep looking for new things to do. If I have a phone with TikTok on it, I open, and then I sit on the chair, I finish some stuff, and then there's nobody calling, there's nothing urgent to do, and then I get on TikTok. That's what I had been doing, at least. But I don't have it on my phone now. But I feel like even if I just, like, didn't have, like, my phone, because it's like, even going on Pinterest, even going on, like, just having my phone to scroll through my photos, or, like, when there's nothing to do, we need to be bored. Like, boredom breeds creativity, even in the simple sense of, oh, I should clean this thing. Oh, this thing that we have right here could, like, really work here. Oh, I could move this here, that would really help. Like, if you're just never bored at your job, if you're never just looking up with nothing to do, nothing to distract you, you're never gonna notice, like, you're never gonna, like, be inventive and be able to take that initiative with stuff like that, which I love doing. Like, one of the things that another thing, see, I love myself. Another thing that I've always loved about myself, that nobody else has ever pointed out, which is so okay. Like, I love, it's like a little secret between, like, well, I guess I'm sharing. It's not that it's a secret, but it's just, like, I don't need anybody else to love it, because I love it. There's a dog. There's a couple dogs, actually, which is why I'm letting this burn out. I'm really creative when it comes to problem solving, especially with, like decorating, or, like, finding places for things or ways to use things. Like, I have a whole board on Pinterest that's just, like, ways to use things as house decor in ways that they, like, weren't meant for. I don't know, that sounds kind of crazy. I don't know how loud I am, so I'm waiting. But it's the only bad part. That's the only bad part about the cemetery. But also, the good thing about the cemetery, though, is that people low-key do just mind their business. Like, I get nervous that people are paying attention to me. Nobody's fucking paying attention to me. It's amazing. It's actually really amazing. But god damn it, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, so, like, this one thing on Pinterest was, like, using, like, a dollhouse as a shoe rack. So, like, you put it at your front door and you can put the shoes in, like, the little rooms. Like, that's so cute. I can't think of literally any other ones, but there's a lot. I don't know. I think I'm really, and there's a word for that. It's not inventive, but I think it's something with an I. Innovative? That also doesn't feel right, though, because that still feels like innovator, and I'm not inventing anything, I'm just repurposing. I'm very good at repurposing things. Maybe I'm just telling myself that because it's low-key hoarding, but it's not hoarding. It's not hoarding. It's saving the environment. I'm gonna reuse it. Y'all should see the way when my friends over when I clean. I'm like, but I was I was going through my craft supplies the other day, and I pulled out like 2 containers of, one was like 500 clear press-on almond-shaped nails. I don't wear almond nails. That I've had since 2018 and haven't worn since 2019. The other one was like a 500 pack of extensions, nail extensions to put acrylic over. I can't do acrylics. And I've never used them. I've had them for years. And then I had 3 little things of acrylic powder because it all came in a nail kit. And she said, girl, why the fuck do you still have that? You can't even do acrylics. You've never used those. Why do you still have that shit? I said, well, because what if one day I just really want to do my nails and I don't have anything, and then I could just use these? She's like, right. And I'm like, and for the acrylics, all I need to get is the monomer, and then I'll be able to use the powder. I've had probably about 6 years to get the monomer. She was like, bitch, if you don't throw that shit out. So I'm over here saying I'm like, whatever. But wow, I like had so many conversations with myself. I don't even know what the last one was. But I want to get just like an MP3 player. I'm thinking, because there's text messaging on the work computer, and it's literally like a number, like we can send messages from it to people, and you can like text it from your phone, like you can respond to it from your phone. So I was kind of thinking about like just having them like put that number in their phone, because then it's also like, ooh, it's a little heavy. Then they also don't need to worry about who's up front, right? And they don't need to worry about, oh, are they changing shift? Who did they see this? Did this person see this? Who do I need to text? Whatever. So I might be able to do that. I'm still kind of looking into it, but it's expensive. I mean, the MP3 players aren't too expensive. The camera would be a little bit more, but like, because I want to get a good one. I don't know. But also like with grad school coming up, like I also do like everything in school is online now. Like you can't really be like off the grid for a week in school, because what if like they post an assignment, or like, and I guess like I could just check out on my computer every day, like, but it's just weird. Like it used to not be like that. Like even when people were like checking like their social media on their computer every day, like when people were going on MySpace every day or Tumblr and checking their instant messages, like you weren't getting new assignments from school on the computer. What if you have like, I hate that shit. What if you have a Wi-Fi problem? And it's like, it's so hard for me to be present. Like having to stare at a screen and do my homework, I'm not absorbing the material the way that I would be if I was sitting here with a worksheet. Genuinely. Because it's also like, you know, your environment very much affects the way that your studying works. And for me, I don't take in my environment at all when I'm just staring at a screen. So I don't know. I'm a little unsure about how to go about that. But I'm not gonna stress about it. Because it is simpler than grad school, than undergrad, in the sense that it's less classes. I think my last like 2 years of my undergrad, I was taking 5 to 7 classes every semester. and I wanted to die every single day. I literally, it's actually crazy because I say that, but at the same time, summer of 2024 was the best summer of my life so far. So far, that was the best summer of my life. I have a good feeling about this one though. But that's like I was in school at that time. I was taking like 5 classes that summer, and I made it work. So I gotta think about it like that. Like that's why I said progress isn't linear, because I get so like stuck in my head of like, am I in a good time of my life or a bad time of my life? Girl, you were in a bad mood an hour ago and now you're fine. Like holy fuck. Like you know, because like that summer, like I say that was the best summer of my life. I've never felt like I had such a strong group of friends, not in the sense that we were all like a friend group. I mean, we all hung out, but like I had such a strong support system. And I also felt I was really starting to feel better and get over shit. But at the same time, I was very lonely a lot of days. I was still very hurt by a lot of things and actively getting hurt throughout all of that. I was making some very poor relationship choices, not relationship, dating choices, whatever, at that time. And I was taking all those classes that like constantly were stressing me out so bad. So it's like I have to remember that when I have those low moments. Because earlier, like right before I came here and I was sitting on my couch, I think I said it earlier, like I was like, fuck, I thought this was gonna be like my like new like era, like my new chapter, like I'm moving in my own place, but now I still feel the exact same way. Girl, and you also feel amazing. It's almost like you don't just have one emotion. It's almost like there's literally a movie made for children about that. It's almost as if you have a whole degree about emotions. Like, and like I don't know what that is. Because it's not, I mean, maybe it's emotional maybe it's a lack of emotional regulation. Maybe that's why I get so stuck in it, because I haven't really identified it, so I don't really know how to go about it. I know that a lot of like my anxious attachment is emotional dysregulation, an external sense of safety and a lack of emotional safety, and also a lack of impulse control. But this thing, I don't really know what that is. I feel it because it's like, it's not like an overwhelming feeling, and I think that's, you know, maybe, oh fuck, it's because I'm regulating my system. I bet. I was going to say, like, for years all of my emotions were so intense all the time, and I was like, I hated it at the low points. I loved it at the high points. Like that summer, the low points were so fucking rough, but the high points were the best. But that's also because I was so dysregulated. My body was in fight or flight. My body was either like, oh my god, we're living the best life, or oh my god, we're literally about to fucking die. Sorry guys, that was a little, sorry. But you get what I mean. There's people. I gotta stop screaming at myself. Anyway, maybe because like I've been trying to work on regulating my nervous system, with, you know, vagus nerve stuff, somatic psychology, and also just like emotional regulation skills, taking a pause. So now my emotions don't feel that way. There's no dopamine in it. Like when I would be depressed and I would feel like the world was ending, and I would listen to my sad playlist and put on the movie that always makes me cry and bawl my eyes out, or I would go for a drive, I would always go for a drive for hours just screaming songs and bawling my eyes out. And there's dopamine in that. That's like, it's not a good feeling, but it's validating, and it expresses the emotion, which feels good, getting it out. One of the things that I did recently, I redid some of those very emotional playlists. So like the playlist that I would always put on when I was sad and wanted to go bawl my eyes out, I changed it to songs that, a lot of those songs were like pitiful songs, you know, like they were woe is me, you know, like, oh my god, I'm always gonna feel this way. And your mindset is so like, that's why people talk about manifestation so much, because it's literally your mindset, what you believe. Like, oh god, it's crazy. And so I changed it to songs that are like validating of the feeling, validating of like, ooh, one of the big ones, She's Always a Woman, Billy Joel. Like, she's so emotional, she's lonely all the time, she's a little bit awful sometimes, she'll kind of flip out on you if you hurt her, but also like but you know what, she's just a girl, but not, I'm just a girl, she's just a girl. Like, stop idealizing her. Like, sorry, that's the thing, we're like, yes, I feel this, but like, it's okay, and it's gonna be okay. I can't remember some of the other songs right now. There's one I'm trying to think of because it's been really good, but I don't remember what it is. And so, you know, that helps me emotionally regulate a bit, but that also means that now when I feel sad and I don't get the dopamine that comes from, like, it's the adrenaline, you know what, that's probably what it actually is, you know, like when you drive, well, maybe not, maybe it's not adrenaline, because I'm not like, I don't feel like crazy, like I'm driving completely safely, but I'm just crying, I don't know. Or like when I would be mad, I would like go off on people, and there's like a sense of like satisfaction in that. And so now, like, when I feel sad, or like, that's the thing, like when I was sitting there, I didn't even feel sad, I just didn't feel enjoyment. I was sitting there and I didn't like how my apartment looked, and the video I was watching wasn't funny, and I didn't have any snacks that I wanted to eat. You know, it was just like one of those things where it's just like nothing feels like, just zero happy. Like, I didn't feel sad, I just felt zero happy. It was almost just like numb, which is concerning, because maybe I gotta up my Prozac again. It's probably about time. I don't know. But at the same time, that is how I felt a little bit when I started my Prozac. I think the doctor did say that there's usually like a dip before it, so maybe this is the dip, I don't know. Or it was just a bad hour. See, I'm over here trying to be like, oh, well, maybe it's the dip in the cycle of my psyche. Bitch, you were just in a bad mood. Like, holy fuck. Like, I would be my most difficult client. I don't know how. God bless my therapist. Actually, I love her to pieces. She is like such an inspiration to me, and has also helped me tremendously. Like, that woman has genuinely changed my life. I don't know where I would be without her. She really helped me find myself. Anyway, maybe I'm just telling myself that. Maybe I'm just telling myself that though, because my therapist does keep, oh, fuck. This thing did go through the washer the other day. but it's been working. It actually went through the water. No, it didn't go through the dryer. It just went through the washer. But the fact that it went through the washer, anyway. What the fuck was I talking about? So I don't know. I'm also trying to get better at not planning everything ahead of time. Like, you know, I run around the house thinking, oh, well, I should grab this. Well, I should grab this because what if I wanted this? What? No, girl. That's why, like, even coming here, I just grabbed, like, this stuff, my iPad. I was like, let's go. And then I realized I wanted the mat. I went back, grabbed the mat, came back. Like, it's okay. Like, and also, like, that is similar to the, like, boredom forcing you to be creative. Like, limiting yourself forces you to adapt. Not having access to every single thing on your phone at all times, or not having, even like not always having my earbuds on me. So sometimes I just sit and I listen to the birds, and it's very nice. And there's an app called Merlin Bird ID. That's like Shazam for birds. Like you put it on outside and it'll like show you. I wonder if there aren't really any birds going, but I wonder if I can. I met this amazing woman on a walk one time, who invited me to her bird watching group. I was in classes. I wish I could have, but she told me about it, and it's really amazing. Hold on, let me see. That's a cardinal. Come on. I know you hear that cardinal. I hear the cardinal. Ha. It's that one. The ones that go beaker, 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 beaker. Beaker, 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 beaker. Anyway, so anyway, that's my rant. My advice, not advice because nobody asked me for my advice, but my unprompted challenge that also nobody asked for, just like try not having social media on your phone. Try deleting it. And I know, see, the problem was I would always keep re-downloading it. Hiding it doesn't work. The app limits don't work. Hiding it doesn't work. You have to delete it. And I would always re-download it. So what you have to do, you can't delete the app store, I found out. But if you delete your social media and then you go in your app settings, you can like, I can't remember where it is, somewhere under the app store, you can turn off app downloads, like you can disable it, and it will basically like get rid of the app store. It's like a parental control, so like kids can't just like go on and download apps, but it makes it so much more of a hassle to go in that like by the time, so many times like I've gone in and done that and turned it back on and looked up Instagram and started downloading it, and then I'm like, I don't even give a fuck, and I stopped downloading it. Just try deleting social media, turning off app downloads, and go for a walk without your headphones and without any electronics. Take like a book maybe, or like a journal. I have like these little notebooks, these tiny little notebooks that I just like write down my thoughts in, because like if I can't write down every thought in my phone, like I freak out. But like sometimes I come here, I just bring my tarot cards, just like something to just be outside and present and like just get out of the digital world for a second, because it's like, it also, I get it, it's so amazing. Social media can be so amazing for people. It can do so many amazing things. There's so much art on social media. Like, I get it. Like, I love watching movies and TV shows because there's so much art behind it. But at the same time, I feel like man-made art only mimics natural art, right? If if beauty didn't exist in the natural world, like literally everything I'm looking at right now, we wouldn't be able to replicate it in art. So while I get wanting to watch movies and be on your phone and see these cool outfits and this aesthetic fashion, which is amazing art, being able to see it naturally, not being able to, everybody can, but just seeing it, like, I think it makes it easier for me to find the dopamine in those numb moments. So like if I'm really down and numb, like I was earlier, and then I come out here with like nothing. Like obviously I have my iPad this time, but I have like nothing else. And being able to see so much beauty, that brings me so much joy just to look at. Makes me feel like if I go back and like put on a movie right now, I'm gonna be like, holy fuck. Cause right now I'm just impressed that somebody made that fucking stone and put it there, or somebody planted that tree, or that tree was able to grow into this beautiful thing. Like, I don't know, nature and science is just so amazing to me. I don't completely understand it. I don't know natural science very well. I don't know plant science very well. But I just think, I don't know. I just think it's beautiful. I think it's amazing. And so then when I go back and I watch a movie and I see like all the sets that somebody, like an opening shot, you see all the sets that somebody built, and you see all the costumes that somebody made, and the hair that somebody did, and the makeup that somebody did, and the camera angle that someone chose, and the lighting that someone chose, and someone chose the composition of the first shot, somebody chose the actress chose to audition, the actress learned how to act, like, and even that acting is mimicking human nature. There's beauty in human nature. There's beauty. So yeah. So now I'm probably gonna go watch like a shitty movie and be like, this is amazing. So it's getting cold now though, because the sun's actually down and I'm freezing. So I'm gonna go do that. But that's my little rant for the day, and honestly I feel a lot better. Like literally when I sat down to do this, I was like, what the fuck am I even gonna, but just like talking it out helps so much, and I think that's why people say to journal. But like I said earlier, like when I try to put how I talk in the words, it just doesn't work. It doesn't come out right. Like if I try to journal, it turns into a case study, and it comes into I over pathologize it because I just end up psychoanalyzing myself. Anyway, so when I just sit here and I do it like this, it's a lot easier for me to just be myself, which makes it a lot easier to actually just naturally feel and work through my emotions and not view them as some equation that needs to be solved. So sweet. I'm actually really cold, but I'm gonna go watch a movie, and I really want candy though, so I might walk to the convenience store on the way home. Oh, but I smell like weed. I can't do that. Okay, bye.